Turn the volume up. Things are about to get raunchy.
All right, welcome back to the Raunchy Regret Podcast. I'm Gnome. You hear me. You don't hear B-Word. B-Word couldn't make it tonight. Cowboys lost their first preseason game, and we know he's a ride or die. Preseason or bust, right? Doesn't really fucking matter. Speaking of ride or die, though, B-Word couldn't make it tonight because his alternator went out. Looks like I lost a bet, boys. I would have guessed shocks first, not the alternator. but what do I know? Oh,
I had to figure he'd have fucking blown a tranny.
It was like a 2-second delay. I was like, belt, but oh, yeah. Anyway, Raunchy Regret Podcast. Here we are. It's me, Beezy, and Stone. B-Word literally couldn't make it because his alternator did go out. The Cowboys did, in fact, lose, but it's preseason, so who gives a shit? And B-Word's fat, so I joked about that. That's what we always do. You know?
That will happen.
Yep. Anyway, Beezy, how was your week, buddy?
Dude, it was great. So, recorded last week at Jellystone, was on vacation, and we got back. We had a really good time out there. Spent a lot of time at Splash Pad. There's a ton of shit to do. The kid had a blast. We had a fun time. It was good. Got back, and then it's been a fucking whirlwind of shit. So, went to go buy a new watch. I was going to get the Samsung, the Galaxy Ultra watch, and got it. No issues. Went to go set it up on my phone, and for whatever reason, my old-ass Note 9 said, nah, we can't fucking do that, bro. So, I ended up having to upgrade my phone, which was fine, because my wife's been trying to get me to do that for about 4 years out already. So she goes, it's about fucking time.
Samsung's like, gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha.
So I ended up getting the Samsung, what is it, fucking 24 Ultra or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Twinsies.
that's a dope-ass fucking phone.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's blowing my mind.
That one, and then the watch is cool. And really, the whole reason we had gone there was my daughter had an iPad, and it's the only Apple product I've ever had, and I didn't purchase it. I got it at a Christmas party from work years ago, and it just sat in the box for probably 2 years until she was born and could actually fuck with electronics. So we got everything set up and just locked out what we could and let her use that until it was going to fucking break. Well, she's gotten to where she's too smart, and I don't like any Apple product personally, so I tried to block everything out, and by me doing that, I locked myself out of it. So I couldn't delete apps anymore, and I had to fucking factory default the goddamn iPad. I did that. Then I had to set up a new email address because I guess at some point they've updated it to where you could do a child's version for iPad, and it would limit some of the shit for it. So go try to do all that. And this is all while we're on vacation too. So needless to say, fuck that iPad. I was like, we're not fucking with this anymore. I factory defaulted that bitch out again. I'm going to list it on Facebook to get rid of it. And then I was like, we'll just buy her a new goddamn tablet. It's time anyways. We need a Samsung. It's got Samsung Kids. That's the tits. I love that program. And I don't have to worry about it. So that's why we went there. And then I saw the watch, and I was like, I could use a watch. And then Samsung was like, you could probably use a phone too, bitch. So,
you wanna.
Yeah, that. And then went back to work today and did a half day because we had orientation for kindergarten. And there's a lot of goddamn people. So, yay, that's going to be fun. And then all the bullshit just from work. Not looking at my emails the last 2 days on Thursday and Friday of last week. I actually left my work phone at my office and said, fuck this. And I had a lot of catch up to do today. So, it's going to spill over into tomorrow for sure.
Solid. Stone. How was your week?
Oh, man. Where do I begin? It was great.
That was solid.
Solid. No.
That's a great story.
No, I went and saw... Great story. Went and saw Deadpool Wolverine on Saturday. Amazing.
Good fucking movie.
No, you need to go see it. So damn good. So good. Like completely blew my expectations out of the water. Sunday, just did a paper, chilled, went in the pool, hung out. I can now officially announce that I have a girlfriend. And so yesterday, it was just me, the girlfriend, and the kiddo, just hanging out in the pool, having a good time.
Nice.
And
What's
then
his
today
name?
was, his name, Big Al.
Larry.
She's going to laugh so hard.
It's
My
Stephanie.
name is Alyssa. Okay, I could call you Big Al. You know, we role play. It's all right. No, her name is Alyssa. She's very sweet.
Brings a whole new meaning to Big Al's Toy Barn.
Big, well, you know, if I get the goatee going, I can cosplay.
You should totally be Big Al for Halloween.
I'll dress Avery up as Woody.
It's hilarious.
No, she'll be like, I want to be Jesse. And then last minute, no, I want to be Woody again. Oh, too bad. We already about the costume.
Sorry, you get to be
But
Spanish
today,
Buzz.
Avery...
Force in, force out.
Trick or treat, way. Yeah.
Orale, give me your candies. I want a Kit Kat.
Fucker, you got any Lucas? But no,
You mean, you know what goes good with Skittles? You put a little of that Lucas on it, and a little tahini, and some chamoy.
so to boy.
That's a gushy.
So good.
That's a gushy right there, man.
Mark that clip. So today Avery had her kindergarten first day of school, and I took her over. On Friday, I didn't get to take her to the orientation because I set my alarm for the calendar appointment at 5 p.m., which I don't know how could possibly happen because it was at 1:30.
Holy shit.
And when it went off, I was like, well, kid, we're going to go in blind on Monday. And so I took her over, cried on the way home, and we just lived like right across the street from that school, so it was like pretty quick in and out. Went and got her, took her home. She had a great day. And so anybody who's listened to Dads on Dayquil knows that I had 80-ish, around 80 episodes worth of content of Avery pooping, peeing, or puking on me in some form or fashion. And today, we're going to continue that saga.
Yes.
So Avery dropped a big shit when she got out of school and used a crazy amount of toilet paper. A lot.
Oh, no.
And I didn't know she did until I went to piss, and I was like, I want some time for myself, so I'm going to do the good old dad trick of sitting down the toilet to pee, and sitting there for like 10 minutes and mindlessly scrolling on Instagram. And then when I was done, I flushed it, and I went to get up, and then all of a sudden,
Wow, my balls.
my
wet.
balls were caressed.
Oh, no.
My balls were caressed beautifully, and I quickly went, oh, fuck, and got up real quick, and I turned around, and I see this, like, J-shaped turd right where my balls were, and I was like, well,
So you got
did
hit
the soldiers
by
get a little muddy?
Poseidon's trident.
Yeah, so I checked, and sure shit, literally, some piss water and some shit were on my balls. So I promptly went to go wash them, and then also simultaneously yell at Avery. I was like, you used too much. It's like, because it wasn't her shit for sure. It was the toilet paper that clogged it. And I was like, you used way too much toilet paper, and you clogged the toilet, Avery. And she comes in and was like, what happened? And I'm just like, I didn't say come in. I got to clean myself now because the toilet overflowed.
I got dookie balls.
She's just looking at it and going, oh, how did that happen? So then I had conversation with her about not putting that much toilet paper in the toilet. And then afterwards I was like, I got the poo on me. Oh. Gotcha, bitch. But yeah, that was gotcha, bitch. But that was my day. How about you, Gnome?
It was a good week. My daughter started. I'm not quite at the kindergarten stage, but my daughter started preschool last week. So only my wife took her because she was like, let's just try and limit the damage. If there's too many people around, it'll just cause more chaos, because she's never been at daycare. So it's like we knew it was going to be, hell on wheels to get out of there. So my wife told me that when she was getting to the car, she could still hear Ellie screaming inside. And,
shit.
But then she got a call like 5 minutes later that everything was good. She calmed down. Was happy. By day 3, she just walked in and waved to her mom and said, "Love you, Mom," and walked in. So
park down the street next time. I'll walk the rest of the
way. Give me a fifth while you're out,
Tuck
bitch.
and roll, kid. Tuck and roll.
But yeah, so that's going. My son started his junior year of high school, which is crazy to think. So,
Heyo.
And then the littlest one, she's like any moment going to crawl. She like spins all around and she crawls backwards. She just can't figure out the forward thing. So she'll get there though. One of these days. But yeah, other than that,
She'll get there quick.
Well, she's already doing better than that Australian breakdancer.
That's true. She's already up to 1 point. I love how too that they've announced that the events that are leaving for the next Olympics, and that was the first one listed. Breakdancing's gone.
Yeah, is gone, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I've questioned a lot of Olympic sports in my day, but that one has got to be like. But I'm like, that's not a sport. But I mean, there's
there's still like legit competitions.
I
for it.
I see that. I see it.
It's very physical,
high quality.
But at the same time,
high
if
quality.
Australia is
going
to present that as their best of their nation of like millions of people, what the fuck are y'all doing over there?
I had read something. I don't know how true this is, but her husband was on some sort of committee that helped her get picked, and she was just doing it as a gag.
She got an all expenses paid trip to the Olympics.
Fucking Paris, hell yeah!
Shit, sign me up. I'll be up there just interpretive dancing my way.
I could have done at
right
least
through
one
it.
spin-a-rooney. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten on the board. It may have been in the single digits, but I still would have been on the board.
Hey, 1 point's better than 0.
Fucking loser. Let me show you how a man does it.
Yeah, well, that's probably why.
Yeah. I was going to go into boxing too, but that spot was already taken. So, let's get into this shit. We B-word bounced out on us, so he not
like a bitch.
We didn't even have to. We forgot to say this. He bitched out on us last night. He bitched out on us last night and pushed us to tonight. So we're recording on Monday. Normally we record on Sunday, and we recorded on Monday because he was like, "Hey guys, can't make it tonight. Cock noise in mouth. And then tonight, like an hour before we record, "Hey guys, can't make it. My alternator, I got to get it fixed." And my first thought was like, "You're not that handy." And 2, what fucking shop's still open this late?
I'm not gonna make it. I'm still blowing a tranny.
He's probably he's getting a tranny already. He's getting that tranny pussy. That's what happened. He's probably just like fingertip length deep into pussy right now. Good for you.
Yeah,
B-word.
good for you, B-word.
Good for you.
Yeah. Good for you. Robert the Bear's, he's a special guy.
Oh God, that's a name I've heard forever.
What a callback, huh?
Oh fuck!
All right, let's get into this. So I'm continuing the brackets simply because this was brought up last week, and then it was like we should mesh up this person and this person. I don't know if there's enough to do this person, so I was like, fuck it. I'm pretty sure there is, and I had to leave some movies out. We are gonna do Jim Carrey movies, and I realized that as I was writing these movies out, just off the top of my dome, writing these out, I realized that 2 heavy hitters are gonna face each other in the second round, and I was like, well, that was a whoops.
I mean,
maybe
a couple of heavy hitters faced in the first round.
Yeah, but like I feel like there could have been easily these 2 in the final 4, if not the final matchup, if they were appropriately scheduled into the bracket, which I did not do. So
appropriately scheduled.
So yeah, fuck it.
That's a funny way of saying I fucked up.
Let's just get with the committee and see if we can rearrange some things.
Yeah, B-word's not here. There's no rules. We can do whatever we want.
But yeah, when you put the last one together, the very last one, I went, fuck.
I almost left the last one in that list out. Yeah, but I did purposely this first one. Let's get right into it. I'll let the 2 of you vote. If there's a tie break, I'll come in since B-word's not here. This first one I purposely put against each other solely for B Word because I'm forcing it upon him that if he really thinks anybody that listened to the Bleach Bros before they disbanded, they did like a top 50 movies of all time, and number 2 made his list, not number 1. So we have Ace Ventura: Pet Detective versus Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. What do you got, Beezy?
Number 2, man.
What'd
When
you just
Nature
fucking-
calls.
What?
When Nature Calls.
It looks like you're on your own, Gnome, because I said nature calls too.
My goodness. This podcast's a bunch of fucking retards. Should have been called Retard Regret.
I don't know, man. We're pulling your weight.
That's true.
That's not much weight to pull.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat the fucking rhino scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
you know,
yeah.
I will give it to number 2. Like, I think number 2 is a great movie. I feel like number 1, and number 2, I guess, has a
They're
2.
also vastly different
so
movies,
different.
if you think
so
about it.
different.
Because number 2 is like bang, 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 kind of a comedy, and the first one was like kind of half traditional, like cat and mouse suspense
Slow play,
thriller.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slow play,
Yeah.
but like you had all this bang, bang comedy in it too.
Yeah, no, that make it definitely. It was like the first one's a mystery, and the second one's just like all out fucking comedy.
It's kind of like Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty was like that too, where it was like half drama, like chick flick, and then like half bang, bang comedy.
All right, well,
Yeah.
all right. So the worst movie moves on in that one. When Nature Calls moves on. Number 2 in the bracket, we have The Mask, and I swear to God, if you guys vote Fun with Dick and Jane over The Mask, then I'm just quitting the show right now. You got The Mask and Fun with Dick and Jane.
Stone, what'd
It's
you got?
Mask.
Oh, yeah. Hands down the mask.
Yeah, Mask. Hands
Yeah.
down.
That's one of those movies I feel like anytime it comes on, I can rewatch it. And my God,
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
that might be the hottest
good.
like Cameron Diaz has ever been
Fuck,
in
yes.
life. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Give me the stinky pits. Let's
Oh.
go.
Drink pee right out of her butthole. Next up, Yes Man and Man on the Moon. What do you got,
I
BZ?
went with yes. I went with Yes Man.
Okay. Stone?
I went with Man on the Moon.
Oh, got a tie break. Okay, I'm personally, Yes Man's for me. That Yes Man is we've had the discussion back on Dad's as a callback of Jim Carrey movies, and Yes Man is like one of my top 5 Jim Carrey movies of all time. There's just something about that movie I really enjoy. Later
Yes, Man.
in his career, and it was just a good movie, just fun. Next up, Grinch and Me, Myself, and Irene. This is a tough one. Stone, what do you got?
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Oh, okay.
Just because Grinch, I kind of consider it on a different list than this one.
Sure.
That
Like a
would actually
Christmas
be the
movie
one I
list?
would have left off. Yeah, exactly. A Christmas movie list. Yes. Yes.
I'm actually
Or kids movie list.
Well,
Yeah, also.
I actually went with Grinch on this one, mainly because it is one of about 5 Christmas movies that I actually watch annually.
Okay.
And it's got to be his version. He does a phenomenal Grinch. I love it.
I when I heard that he was going to play the Grinch, I was super excited, and then when I saw it for the first time, I fell in love with it. It is one of those movies that it's one of the first ones I want to watch during the Christmas season. It's also a phenomenal nap movie. I love taking naps to that movie. It's so good.
so easy.
Yeah.
Just put it on
You
repeat.
just wake up, no matter what part you're in, you're just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, usually you fall asleep, you wake up during the Jubilee when he's getting tossed around after all the pudding. He's wearing the sweater. Yeah. I'm also going to go Grinch since I have to tie break. I want to say Me, Myself, and Irene, but Grinch is the better movie. But I will say Me, Myself, and Irene, when I first saw that, it was a different side, and I was like, this is not the Jim Carrey I know. Like,
Right.
This is different.
Yeah, it's like
it was like
we
when
went-
you see Death to Smoochie with Robin Williams, and you're just like,
Yeah,
what
we went
the
hard R
fuck
on
has
this.
just happened? Yeah,
We got that rated R, baby.
yeah. So okay, next up, this one's another fun one: Cable Guy and Dumb and Dumber.
Fucking Dumb and Dumber.
This was
all
rough.
the way.
This was a rough one.
Not even.
But I chose Dumb and Dumber as well.
I think when most people see that matchup, it's an easy, oh, this is Dumb and Dumber, like Beezy said, like hands down. And I would agree that Dumb and Dumber has to pass in this round.
Yeah.
But Cable Guy is such a dark horse, another one of Jim Carrey's dark horse movies.
Yeah.
It's nothing
Very
like
much,
what he
yeah.
normally did. Especially when he did that movie, he was still in the peak of his movies.
Yeah.
And so
Because it was right
such
after When Nature Calls, wasn't it?
Probably Cable Guy was probably like 97, maybe 98. Nature Calls was probably like 96, 97, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I agree. The Dumb and Dumber's got to move on, but Cable Guy in a different matchup potentially against some of these other movies could have moved on and made some waves.
I would put that on a suspense matchup to be honest, because I think it's more of a suspense movie than it is a comedy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Side note, my front tooth here, I have a cap on it from getting chipped. And my buddy Gabe in high school would always call me Chip Douglas from that movie. And just to piss me off. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to say you chipped your tooth the other day on some Cool Ranch Doritos.
No. Some corn
Chip,
nuts.
sell it quick here. You better not be using my name. Shut the fuck up and get out of here.
All right, next up, Truman Show, Liar Liar. Beezy, what do you got?
Liar, liar.
Stone?
Agreed.
Yeah, okay. We'll just move on quickly on that one. Next up, The Majestic and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Stone?
I went with Eternal Sunshine.
Okay.
Both of these movies kind of really don't care for too much. And so I just kind of like coin flipped it and just went Eternal Sunshine.
I'll be honest with you.
That's a fair assessment.
So, I don't recall ever seeing either of these movies. So, I read the descriptions and I was like, Eternal Sunshine sounds gay as fuck.
You went to Cliff Notes.
And I damn sure did. And I was like, Majestic is the least gay. So, I'm going to go with The Majestic.
All right, since I got a tie break, I will pass it along. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Whatever. Either one's going to lose the next round anyway.
Yeah.
Last up, we have Batman Forever, which isn't really Jim Carrey movie per se, but it is. And Bruce Almighty.
I had to go Bruce Almighty.
Okay. Stone?
This is one of those 51-49 things where it was really hard to make the decision. And I was like, oh, am I going to flip it? And then I was like, no. The 51, I got to go to Bruce. I almost went back. If it was a different day, I might have said Batman.
Let Bruce hit it.
He like made that movie into like a real comic book movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if anyone else was in that, I don't really think the movie would have bombed probably. But
you mean
he
like
really
the sequel?
Sold the fuck out of the movie. Yeah, like if he
Evan Almighty.
If he wasn't, if he wasn't in that Batman movie, I don't see anyone else coming into that Riddler position, giving an over the top performance that skyrocketed. So I was like,
agreed.
So you went with Bruce Almighty though, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So Bruce Almighty wins. If I was the tiebreak, that's what I would have went with also. Same description as you though, like a 51-49. You know,
Yeah.
tomorrow I could have changed my mind. All right, so let's go reverse order on this. Then we have Bruce Almighty versus Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Bruce.
You know what's funny about Bruce Almighty is when it first came out, I had no desire to see it, and then when I watched it, I loved it. I was like, I don't know why I thought it wouldn't be that good. I don't know, but
See, I was the opposite. I was stoked to watch it, and then I watched it and I loved it. So I had really high hopes for Evan Almighty.
that one let you down.
I mean, Michael Scott doesn't get religious powers.
yeah.
Okay, Evan Almighty is
Steve Carell's a very unique flavor. You know.
Yes.
So earlier when you had mentioned that there's movies that you love to take a nap to and you could wake up no matter what point, you're like, all right. I feel like during the day, Comedy Central channel was like that, especially on Saturday, Sunday. It just had those like laid back, like Police Academy 3 or some shit, where you're like, I'm not invested in this at all. I could take a nap, wake up, whatever. Evan Almighty's like that, where I wake up and it's Evan Almighty, and I'm like, okay.
Or just
what did I miss?
You just need to take a nap with some background noise. You're like, I'm gonna put fucking Evan Almighty out. Just lull me to sleep.
On the tube.
That's good stuff. Okay, so Bruce Almighty moves on there. Next up, we have Liar Liar versus Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Stoned?
This was a tough one for sure. Like this matchup had some titans in it, but I went with Dumb and Dumber.
I think for the outright belly roll laughter, Dumb and Dumber, like just the fact that movie was made, and you were like, and then to be as good as it was, and still is, it's so fucking unique. Like, what other movie is, like, it was so unique, it took them forever to make a sequel, which was nowhere near is good, but yeah.
Well, the first sequel that they made didn't even have sequel. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, the first one didn't even have them. That was considered like a prequel or something.
Yeah, a prequel. Yeah, but shout out to that bathroom scene when he shit all over the bathroom. Bob Saget's like, he shit everywhere.
Oh, good stuff. All right, next up is The Grinch and Yes Man.
Just because it holds a special place in my heart, I went with Grinch, and I know it's probably not going to pull through on this one.
Stone?
Well, it is. Because I'm going to say Grinch, too.
Fuck yeah.
Zoe Deschanel and I'll be just depressed over here. All right, next up, heavy hitters. Well, sorry, one heavy hitter and one mediocre sequel. Mask versus Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
The Mask, hands down.
All right.
So I had this come up on my list that I did on the side, and I was like, coin toss, and I tossed it, and Mask prevailed.
Okay.
Goddamn right it did.
Mask prevailed.
As it should. Okay. All right.
Party pooper.
Oh,
As it should. That's a goddamn great movie.
It's so fucking good, but I don't know, a special place in my heart for the original Ace Ventura, just because Ace Ventura was such a good movie to me, and like one of those starters into the comedy as a young kid.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is, I think I said this back on Dad's when we talked about Jim Carrey, getting older and then watching it and then seeing the scene at the beginning where he's getting a blowjob. And as a kid, I had no fucking clue what was going on. He's just sitting there holding on to the pole, and you're like, all right, this is funny. Like, what's going on, And as you get older, you're like, holy fuck, this whole time.
He's getting a suck off.
Mine was, your gun is digging into my hip. And I was like, what's wrong with that? And then later I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many good ones from the first one too. Like I love when she asks him if he wants an ashtray, and he's like, oh, "That's a disgusting habit." As he's just putting sunflower seeds all over the table.
Seeds.
Oh, it's so good, so good. All right, back in the other order. So we have Mask versus the Grinch, Green versus Green. Ooh. And this is the semifinal to get into the final.
Yeah. I had to let the proper green win with the Mask.
Okay. Stone, do you agree with that?
I agree.
Okay. I agree with that as well. Good call. Grinch, it was a nice run. Next up, we have Bruce Almighty versus Dumb and Dumber.
I think this was another pretty easy call with Dumb and Dumber.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually went with Bruce Almighty.
Oh, okay.
No, you didn't.
One of those 51-49 kind of things. I could have said Dumb tomorrow.
Now, knowing Stone, that pick totally makes sense. It does not surprise me that he would pick Bruce Almighty over Dumb and Dumber. I can't let Dumb and Dumber fall, though. Dumb and Dumber definitely moves on as the third pick. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Okay, so the final matchup, we have The Mask versus Dumb and Dumber. Very, very different, unique movies. but both at the very peak of at the height of his push-off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd say both of them are probably like 94 to 96, somewhere in there.
Sounds about right.
95, yeah. Beezy, what do you got for us? You going Dumb and Dumber, or you going The Mask?
I don't feel that there needs to be a decision. You just let God tell you who won whenever you visit him in the pearly gates.
Okay.
These are both first place winners.
Damn. Everybody gets a trophy.
Just these two get participation awards.
Stoned?
I went with Mask.
Okay.
That was a rough decision to make, but I went with Mask.
We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
Okay, so The Mask came out in 94. And it's got on IMDb a 6.9 out of 10. Let's look up Dumb and Dumber real quick and see what that. Dumb and Dumber also came out in 94. Big year for those two movies, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It got a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
Almost neck and neck on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as I've gotten older, I would choose The Mask. I'm sorry, I would choose Dumb and Dumber. As an older, if you would have asked me 20 years ago, I would still easily pick The Mask, I feel, as still being closer to a child.
That's a fair assessment.
You know, and then as I've gotten older, Dumb and Dumber just strikes even fucking funnier as an older adult now.
Pretty bird. Best scene of the whole goddamn movie.
She's like,
I appreciate it even more now.
She's watching the TV and the kid's like, it was given a dead bird. I was petting it and it wasn't moving. And the chick's like, oh, animals. He's shitting in her bathroom upstairs.
Good stuff.
You sold her a dead bird? Yeah.
Just while he's eating like Doritos.
So what? It's fine.
Oh, man, good stuff. Okay, so I guess it's a tie since there is no tie break. Beezy won't pick a winner, so and B-Word, your vote doesn't count, so we don't care what you have to say next week when you come on and try to defend yourself. So
if you have to have a tiebreaker, I'm going to go with Mask.
Alrighty then. Okay, so Mask wins. Mask and okay, all right, good call.
But
all right,
it's only because I was forced.
I actually had Mask win the whole thing when I did it, and the only difference in mine was Grinch. Grinch didn't move on.
The only difference for mine was the Majestic and the Eternal Sunshine.
If I was being honest, and I was really going to do, I would have a really hard time in the second round with Ace Ventura and The Mask. I probably would have had a final, though, of Ace Ventura versus Dumb and Dumber is what I probably would have had.
Checks out.
Yeah, that just pure nostalgia for me is all it is. So that's where I would probably sit. All right, let's cut to our next segment, which is... Coming in blind. Sticking on the Jim Carrey theme, I want you to give me your 3 favorite Jim Carrey personalities that he portrayed. And it doesn't have to be a movie. It can be from a TV show. Any 3 personalities that he portrayed. I'll go first. Obviously, Ace Ventura, to me, is probably going to be number 1 for both of them. He just, out of the park, such a off-the-wall, rambunctious character. And then I would probably choose The Mask, him as Stanley Ipkiss, great fucking character. And I truly, really love his character in Liar Liar, so that would be my 3rd spot, is how he is in that movie. And just the scenes in the courtroom when now he's forced to tell the truth and just all the nonsense that rolls out. So those would be my 3. Beezy, what do you got?
It is tough. I gotta go with Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, you gotta.
I don't think the list would be complete without Fire Marshal Bill.
I purposely left him off knowing he would get mentioned, so that's...
Shit, I don't know, man. I think his Riddler...
Yeah.
his Riddler has to be on the list as well, just because it was in the world of Batman villains. That one's got to be up there with how well he portrayed the actual Riddler. And just an oddball one. Here you go. We'll do Doc Eggman. Or what was it? Was it Robotnik? He wasn't Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik.
Dr. Robotnik.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with Robotnik from the Sonic movies.
Nice. Stone, what do you got?
Well, not gonna lie, mine mirrors Beezy's pretty close. For sure, like honorable mention is gonna be Fire Marshal Bill, just because, great character. Number 3 would be Bruce Almighty, because I feel like there's like a bit of Bruce in all of us that like just kind of like wants to do
I
the
bet
right
there
thing,
was.
but also like, like has like a hard time like not standing up for themselves and kind of telling their employers, back to you fuckers, every day. Every day I would get so close to doing that. I just want to Bruce Almighty it today. Number 2 would definitely be Riddler, like 100%. Just a beautiful psycho performance of like just a person who like lost it completely. I just love that performance. Absolutely. And then number 1 would have to be Ace. There's no if and or buts about it. Like it would have to be Ace. If I had a top 5, I would also towards the back end would throw in Stan Lipkiss, like you said, because I really do like that.
Yeah.
Like kind of
he really
good guy
embraced it.
Oh, yeah, he sure did.
Yeah. Like bad time, bad place for a good guy kind of a thing. I love that that he does.
Agreed.
Nice. I like it. B-word, what were yours?
Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say, my favorite one.
Get fucked, B-word.
You just gotta take the pitch a little bit up.
You gotta get the laugh. B-word laughs like the clown from Happy Gilmore.
Yes, he does. Yeah,
That's great. Fuck that guy.
Oh, love you, B-word. All right, let's get to let's take a break and then we'll come back with our last segment.
From the creative minds of Two Guys in a Dart podcast, in association with B-Word Media Group, comes a new podcast for the nerds. Hosted by Limited Edition Mitch. This podcast is for Marvels, for unlikely guardians. Covering terrors that flap in the night, heroes in half-shells. Ghosts and ghouls, the phantoms and the detectives. From Mighty Morphins to Autobots, tales from a galaxy far, far away, and all things pop culture. This podcast has you covered. All in one place for you to enjoy. Presenting the Heroic Headspace podcast. New episodes each and every Tuesday. Find Heroic Headspace on Instagram at Heroic Headspace Pod and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
All right, we are back. Did I just hear a microwave? Was that mine or was that yours? Like, did anybody else have a microwave going on?
Well, we're not.
That was my washer.
We
it was your washer.
We're
That's
pretty
what-
white, so it definitely wasn't a smoke detector.
All right.
Battery chirp.
Dude, as soon as one beeps, I go replace them all because I always replace them all, so I know the rest of them are going to start beeping. So I just go like a madman through the house and replace them all.
I saw a video, and I don't know if it was something Stone sent me or B-Word sent me, or if I just randomly scrolled through this one on Instagram. But it was a guy who was black, and the caption said, "Tell me you're black without telling me you're black." And he was like,
Yeah.
just
Beep.
hold on 1 second. And then you hear the beep. And then he just starts laughing. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it was
My
good.
favorite one is like the guy who's reading, and he's like white people reading in their house, and then black people reading in their house.
Yeah.
And it beeps. I'm hella offended. Beep.
Did you? I think Stone, you and I shared this video with one another. the girl who was cooking with the parrot or the bird on her shoulder that falls into the pan, and amidst the whole chaos of this whole video, the fucking beep goes off in the background from the smoke alarm. Which has nothing to do with the video, but it goes off.
This video violently attacked my feelings, and I'm here for it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
and
good.
the funniest thing was that she was cooking eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the parakeet falls in the pan with the eggs, and then she just like
dead
flips
children.
it out. Yeah. I'll save you, brethren. All right, so I feel like it's been a couple episodes since we've done a Would You Rather, so I figured let's do a Would You Rather, but let's do a Would You Rather Jim Carrey edition. If the whole theme of the episode is Jim Carrey, so let's do a Would You Rather. So I'll start it off with a nice, easy one for you two gentlemen.
Just lob us a nice softball.
Yeah, a little softball. Would you rather be the Mask or would you rather be Bruce Almighty?
God damn it, that's one of mine. Like almost verbatim.
The Mask. The Mask 100%, because I'm keeping that mask. I'm not throwing that bitch away. Loki and I are going to have fun.
Oh yeah.
What does Loki do? How did his mask get extra green?
I'm
A
with
little
you.
bit slower.
He's 100%. You have to go with the Mask.
Yeah.
Mainly because I think Bruce Almighty had way better powers, but
Sure.
he had to do good. At least with the Mask,
what?
you can fuck some shit up.
You get to be Switzerland. You could be good and bad.
Yeah. You can be the anti-hero.
He robbed a bank, and nobody really knew who it was except for the fact that he worked there. If he didn't work there, you know what I mean?
Scot
True.
free.
Stone, why don't you go next? What do you got for us?
Yeah. So I had the would you rather be God kind of a thing, but I threw in a twist of mine. Would you rather be God for a day, but everything goes bad? Or would you rather be Ace Ventura for life, and you live how he does in both movies?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, yeah.
Yeah, even if everything went good as me being God, I still probably choose Ace Ventura. Just to be just to be that character.
Even like a couple of fucking pygmy spears in the thighs aren't going to affect me.
That's my brother's go-to. Like whenever we
it is.
quote that movie.
Yes, it is.
You know those TikToks that say two videos that have the same energy?
Yeah.
It's that scene right there. And then if you're familiar with Family Guy, when Peter falls and he just
falls.
Yeah, those have the same energy right there.
Hilarious. What do you got for us, Beezy?
Would you rather bone Cameron Diaz from The Mask or Lauren Holly from Dumb and Dumber?
Cameron Diaz. It's not even close.
Yeah. Now, you got to give it to Lauren Holly. She's pretty fucking smoking. But
Yeah, she is pretty hot.
Cameron.
Now, normally I would never take anyone over a ginger, but
Sex.
this is Cameron.
And this was
I'm
Cameron.
real anal about my choices.
Cameron had a little bit of meat on her in this movie. Like
She's gonna have a lot of meat in her after this.
at least 2 more inches.
Maybe.
I mean, not a whole lot, but she'll have some.
Her and I gonna recreate that. Her and I gonna recreate There's Something About Mary, and that's a nut. You know what I mean?
We got it on.
Oh my gosh, is that hair gel?
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. My next one. Would you rather catch a spear in your thighs, or would you rather be shit out by a rhino?
Shit out by a rhino, baby. Let's fucking go. God, that kills me every time. There's never been a time I watched that movie and didn't laugh when that scene came on. From the hundreds and hundreds of times I've watched it, I laugh every single time.
Beezy?
I live in West Texas, so the heat's not going to bother me. I'm getting shit out by the fucking rhino, baby. I get a paper cut, and that fucking bothers me for a few days. I can't imagine what a goddamn pygmy spear in the goddamn thigh is going to do.
Okay, so like real quick, quick note about that. Years ago, my parents used to drive this Isuzu Rodeo that had no air conditioning in it. And the power went out because like we were a couple of like weeks late on the bill, and they shut it off. And so when I got home, like nothing was working. I couldn't ring the doorbell. It was shut off, It was shut off.
Power went out.
So y'all went camping.
But power went out, it was cut, for a delay bill. So my dad was like, let's go downtown and pay it. So he had to like go, and he and I both didn't know that there was going to be a line of people in there because they were all like really late too. And he was like, you can wait in the car if you want. I was like, sure. And it's like 115 outside. Oh. And he just like kind of cracked the windows. And so I was like, I'm going to be like Ace Ventura. And I started stripping off my clothes.
And you're all...
And I got to my underwear and I went, there's no tint on these windows. Okay, it's time to put this back on and go inside. And I went inside, and there was a bunch of seating in there, and it was air conditioned. And my dad was like halfway through the line. He was like, "Hey, buddy." I was like, "I almost died." Daily Mail would have wrote an article about you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. But yeah, I had one of those moments.
That was back when you could leave your kids in the goddamn car.
Back when America was America.
Thanks,
back
Obama.
When my 9-year-old son grew up with Marlboros, not fucking he, her, was, zizzers, what's. God damn it.
Back when America was great and he had fucking ashtrays in the doors of our cars.
Disneyland had ashtrays. Where the fuck is America going?
You could smoke on an airplane. Because it was fuck America.
Fucking America.
I actually still remember actually taking a flight where they could still smoke on an airplane.
Same.
Yeah, it's wild times. Wild times.
I
Beezy?
got one here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Stone.
Would you rather sleep with your secretary or sleep with your ex?
Ooh, good question.
My secretary is a dude, so I'm probably going to go with my secretary.
So I guess it's going to be secretary.
Yep.
A nut's a nut.
He's very
I ain't gay for
giving.
fucking you.
It ain't gay if I'm the one giving.
It ain't, even at that point, it ain't gay if you smack his ass and say good game afterwards.
Was your secretary
Still
or
one of my-
ex-wife? Secretary.
Yep. Nice. Still one of my all-time favorite movies, or movies in general, but scenes in a movie, is when William Dafoe is with that dude in bed in Boondock Saints.
Oh, fuck,
and
yes.
He was like,
Being
want
a
to cuddle?
faggot.
He was like, you fag. Oh, it's so funny.
Too good.
Oh, God.
Beezy, what do you got for us?
Would you rather be Dorian from The Mask or the Riddler?
Ooh, that's a good
Which villain would you rather be?
I think I'd
Trophy goes to Beezy. That's the best fucking question. Holy shit.
I think I'd rather be Dorian.
Yeah, I think I gotta agree. That might be one of the 51-49 kind of things. Like I might have a different answer a different day, but today I'm feeling Dorian. Let's go.
Well, because this is a double-edged sword. If you're the Riddler, you're just some fucking nerdy ass fool that's working for Wayne Enterprises or whatever. And if you're Dorian, you're fucking Cameron Diaz. So
For a little bit.
Cameron Diaz.
It doesn't
and
matter.
Probably
At all.
probably every other dancer, like every other female dancer that's also in there, you're probably fucking all of them too.
Yeah.
You're the boss.
Dorian. Great question. I hate to follow that one up. But would you rather not be able to tell a lie, or would you rather have a split personality?
Split personality.
I can compartmentalize like a motherfucking crazy person, so I'm going to go with split personality.
All right. Stone, you got any more?
Yeah, split personality all day. Oh, my bad. This pen's getting to me. Would you rather... I answered it twice. I'm so fucking high. Would you rather drive the dog van or drive the loner?
Okay, I only want to do the dog van if I can have somebody in there with me, and then we can sing, mock, yeah, ing, yeah, bird, yeah.
I'll be along with you on that ride. I'm gonna take the dog van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to drive the loner, just to spiff it up. Give it a nice paint job, fix everything that's wrong in there.
Yeah. It's not bad. Not a bad one. BZ, you gonna close this out here? You got another one?
I don't. That was all I had because you actually stole my other one about the mask and Bruce.
My bad. My bad.
He's all right.
My bad. All right, well,
He's okay.
I don't have anything else other than B word is Luhu Zahur.
Alrighty then.
Raunchy regret episode. I don't fucking know. I'm not the one that normally runs this thing, so who fucking cares? B word, thanks for editing. If you made it this far, you fuck. And
31.
catch you guys next week. Peace out.
I like it a lot.
I say just give 'em hell.
A lot. I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy.
Oh, it's the tough one. It's the tough one. It's the.
And on that note, fuck B word.
Fuck you, B word.
Love you, B word.
No, he doesn't. He's joking.
Get that pussy.
Watch out, you think you're big baller. Bow down to make another dollar. Stand up and hear the world holler. I say just give 'em hell.